Hello and welcome back. In this session, we are going to do a Python implementation for regular expression matching for dot and asterisk. Let's first go through the problem statement, and it reads as given an input string and a pattern, implement regular expression matching with support for dot and asterisk. Dot matches any single character, and asterisk means zero or more of the preceding element, whichever element it follows zero or more times of that particular element. Okay, so a note on the input, the input string, the text itself can be empty, or it can be only lowercase, or combination of a bunch of things. A pattern can be also empty, or lowercase, or combination of a bunch of things, or it could just contain dot and asterisk by itself. So in that case, we should be able to uh, uh, we should be able to kind of apply that um, to the text. Okay, so yeah, so here we have a couple of sample input and output, expected output. For this one, output will that should be true. Actually, that was intention. Okay, doesn't matter whether this is case sensitive or not. Okay, we are more interested with the boolean value. Okay, anyway, so string bb and pattern is b, and this does the exact matching. Okay, we're not doing a substring check, we're doing a exact specification. B does not exactly specify bb, but if I say b zero or more times, it does specify. And also b followed by any character zero or more times, that also specifies it, but not b alone. That's why we expect it to be false. For Massachusetts, you see, we're saying first two characters should be M and A, and the third character could be 0 or more S. It has to be S, but it could be 0 or more times. Okay, that still covers SS, so that should be good, and that should be followed by A 0 or more times. So that also covers up to MASSA, and then we are telling any character in any sequence. Okay, so it covers everything. So that's why we're expecting it to be true. And then time and space complexity. Time complexity, we will implement it. We'll iterate through the text. Will iterate through the pattern, and pattern will iterate for a particular text. Will iterate through the entire pattern. We'll have to do that because if it doesn't match, if first character doesn't match, and for the second character we'll have to again match all the patterns and see if it matches. In the worst case, that's the worst case actually. So so that's why we have order of mn. M is the length of text and n is the length of pattern. And we're going to create, in terms of space complexity, we're going to create two-dimensional array containing some boolean values, based on the matching. So that's why our space complexity is also order of m and n, and m being the length of text and n being the length of pattern. Okay, all right, let's see the program. We already went through this one in Java video, so let's see the implementation now. Py. All right, we're going to set the line numbers. Okay, so here first we are going to define the main logic, which is match a function. Okay, it takes two arguments, text and pattern. Right, and we're going to create the array and list their same in Python. We're going to That's interesting. We're going to start with false. If you got a chance to see our this one, that's the default value. Okay, that's the default value, so it doesn't matter. In Java, it automatically assigns default value. Here we are specifying that, and we're going to repeat that this many number of times. Okay, how many number of times? Over here, the length of pattern. Well, you don't need another. You don't need that one. You just need length of pattern because well, yeah, actually I was thinking it will be taken care of, but I think it doesn't take care of that. So we'll repeat this many number of times. Okay, so length of pattern plus 1, that's for the inner loop, and we'll cover the outer loop, meaning we cover the pattern, we also cover space for text. And how do you say that? For any variable in range of length of text, and here also we do plus 1. Okay, okay, and we initialize our, we're doing plus 1. That means we have one extra beside the dimension of length and text. We have one extra dimension there, and we want to initialize that. That's our starting position. And in Python, if I say -1 is not an invalid index, it is a valid, and it starts from the right hand side. Okay, so it starts from the reverse. Okay, I'm going to set that to true. That's our initial value. Now I'm going to go my embedded loop where I cover the text and then the pattern. So this is how I cover it. Range of length of text, and okay, so that's the starting value. We start from the right hand side and we go up to -1. We'll have a check that we'll have to stick up to 0, but that's our upper limit. And every iteration will have one decrease, so that we are moving to our left. And we do the same thing for pattern as well. Okay, so this is the pattern, and pattern we are going to do -1. Okay, we're starting like not the if pattern length is 5, not from the 5, it's starting from the 4. Okay, that means the exact value. Okay, so now we have to specify the terminating, the where we're going to stop, and the step is -1 for this also. Okay, all right, very easy. And we are going to tell how first match should be calculated. Okay, and we're going to put one guard here, I less than length of text, just putting some guard there, and then other things, pattern J should be one of these. This should be matching with text I. That should be actually square bracket. Is it matching with text I, or it can also be actually dot. Okay, it could be exact text or dot. That's our first match, but it cannot be asterisk, because asterisk has to follow some other characters. Okay, now once you have the first match, we're going to use that first match for our other calculation. If j plus 1 is less than length of pattern and pattern j plus 1. When we are doing j plus 1, we're going one step back actually. It might look counterintuitive because we're coming from right hand side, the highest index. Every time we decrease, every step we are decreasing and coming toward left. But if we do plus 1, we're going one step back. One step back, meaning on the right hand side. Okay, if the length, if j plus 1 is length of pattern, we're making sure that we're not, we're not exceeding on the right hand side, and then pattern j plus 1 if we're covering the repetition, okay, in regular expression matching, repetition, okay, 0 or more. In that case, how we handle it is, let's see how we calculate it, is it's pretty interesting and it's also very easy. Okay, for pattern we go 2 step back here, okay, or it could be the first match and ended with actually I plus 1 and j, okay, or it's okay, either we're going the j plus 2 tells that we're going 2 step back in the pattern, or it's the end of first match. We did one check already, and then the one step back of the text, okay, and everything is boolean here because checking that match, what was the whether there was a match earlier or not. Whenever we're doing this first match and this thing, we're checking we are ending boolean value already. If that is the case, then here asterisk else, okay, if it's not a repeat, then what we do is in ij, in that box of 2-dimensional array, this will be the end of first match and one step back, okay, plus one step back, store I plus 1 and j plus 1. That's it. Very simple actually, very simple. Yeah, and we're going to return, once it's done we're going to return, since we start from the right hand side, eventually we'll come to this position. That's what we're going to return. Okay, that actually we calculated first match and then we calculated covered the repetition case and then non-repetition case. Okay, I think we pretty much covered. Yeah, I think we pretty much covered. Now let's define our main function, and I provide some sample text. MSSACHU, sorry, MSSACHUSHTTS, and my pattern is equal to MAS. It's from our problem definition. S0 one more time, A asterisk dot asterisk, okay, and then my result is equal to, we call the method that we define, match my text, that's the first parameter, and my pattern, okay, and we print. Okay, and if you remember, we have to do one more check, that is this check. Okay, that's it. Very easy, only like 21 lines of code. Python, this is Python dot Python. Okay, there is a problem. Line number 5, I in range, let's close this one, we don't need this. Range of length of text for I. Okay, we missed something. I think we missed well, I think we in line number 5, I think we missed in. Okay, in, and I think we also missed that in line number 6. Yes. Okay. Python doesn't have this double ampersand, so that is line number 9. Over here, or, and yeah, since I just typed Java program before, I just remember that, so I made that mistake over here. Python is AND, logical AND is just A and D. In Java it is double ampersand, and we can do that, and we got that false. Why did we get that false? Well, that's interesting. Let's see if we missed anything. The main logic we have to check. This storage, I am guessing false. Length of pattern +1 for in range, length of text +1. Store -1, true for I in range, length we are covering, and -1 for j in range, length we are covering, pattern -1, -1, and first one we are calculating as I less than length of text and pattern j in text I, and asterisk if j +1 is less than pattern and pattern j +1. If j +1 less than length pattern and pattern j +1 is equal to asterisk store ij is equal to store I j +2, or first match and store I +1 and j, else store ij is equal to first match and store I +1 j +1. Okay. And return store 0 0, return store 0 0. Okay, MASSA CHUSETTS, and my pattern MAS asterisk A asterisk dot asterisk. My result is mass, my text, my pattern, print my result. Right. Yeah, I think all right, that's interesting. Let's do one thing. I have already tried this program and see if we made any mistake. If j +1 is less than length of pattern and pattern j +1 and pattern and store ij store I j +2, or first match store I +1 j I +1 j +1 store I j, return minus a asterisk a. Okay. For I and range, and if I do 1, we're going to get 2. Already, that's very, very interesting. Cat already. Store ij first match ASSA CHUSETTS, okay. First match and store IJ. You see that it's pretty, look at that. This return is not here. Actually, this return should be after we are done. Actually, we're not returning every time. We're not returning every time we complete. You know, checking patterns in the particular character, but we have to return every once everything is done. All patterns with all the text members, which are characters. Okay, that's the mistake that we made. Now let's run it. Oh, actually, Python. That's it. Oh, can open. Sorry. It should be. Let me clear it. Okay, let me clear this. Okay, it should be, that's the file too. All right, we fixed it. Okay, there was one return statement, a slight mistake. All right, so this completes our Python implementation for regular expression matching for a couple of things, one for dot, one for asterisk. Okay, so this completes our implementation for regular expression matching both in Python as well as in Java, and Java was in previous video. And I will see you in next video for some other problems.